I mean, being in a band is so much work. It's so rewarding. It's so fun. And we've got a ton of people at this stage in our career helping us, which is great because it is seriously so much work, but it's a ton of fun. And you get to do it with your friends. It's a blast.
Yeah, dude. And how hard is it? Obviously, I've talked to quite a few bands who work kind of the remote deal, you know. How far is it from where you're at to Detroit?
Flight, it's only an hour and a half. Drive, it's like 11 hours. So it's a long drive, for sure. We figured out the remote thing pretty easily because we started during quarantine. So we literally had to figure out, even though we were all like 3 miles from each other, we had to figure out how to be creative and write songs totally separately. That's pretty much still how we write songs. Like we don't get together in a room and jam. Like, I mean, we jam ideas, but it's like in front of the computer after we've already got something for the most part. Yeah. It's one of us starts, demos out pretty much the structure of the song, sends it off, and we just, everyone adds their part into it. And it's pretty rare that someone comes back and is like, hey, I want you to change your part. Everyone's like, oh, I love what you just added. That's sweet. And then they're like, cool, that gave me an idea. Now I know what I'm going to do. And then we just, all of a sudden at the end, we have a song, we go to the studio, we bang out, however many we've got. We work with Mike Martinson from Boys of Fall. He does all of our stuff.
Oh, sick.
He did the last, both EPs. Super good. And he's got a really good ear for melody. And so he really helps just take the songs from being like 85% there to like really, banging on all cylinders. And dude, that's the process.
I mean, Boys of Fall, what a stellar band that is,
so
dude.
cool.
Holy
I'm
crap.
glad you're familiar with them. They are super, super cool.
Oh, frick, dude. Like their newest, whose last year they released something, I think.
Distance.
Yeah. Incredible.
It's not.
Blew my mind.
Literally so good.
The dynamics, they go from like one of their songs goes from this beautiful melody and it just is telling this amazing story. You get this all these emotions, and then he plays the chorus once and then comes back, and then the next time it's just straight up screaming it. And I was like,
and Mike's so talented. He's such a versatile vocalist, and
blew my mind
with someone like that. It's cool because he's so versatile, because Andrew and I both do vocals as well in PlainView, obviously not as much as Steven does, but Steven can run with Mike. Like Mike can tell him to do something and Steven's like, I can't do that. And then Andrew and I are like, you absolutely can. And then he does it perfectly the first time because he's, blessed. And then Mike's like, okay, cool. Now I want you guys to try this. And we're like, all right, now here's where you're wrong, Mike. And then sure enough, we get in there, and after a few times we're like, oh, actually we can't do that. So he really pushes us like that, which is nice.
That's incredible, man. Yeah. I mean, that probably helps so much. I've talked so much to people in terms of what the producer can and typically does add to a band is huge.
The wrong one will ruin you and the right one will make you. If you've got it.
You said he worked with you on both EPs?
He did, yeah.
Okay. That's nice too, because as they, I feel like having that track record where they can kind of see that progress and see that journey, they're able to kind of take you further along on that journey, right?
Totally. And he already kind of understood the vision of what we wanted, but also what we wanted different from the first EP. So because he was really open to like new ideas and changing things and kind of creating a little bit more of a poppy sound without it feeling like a different band. You know what I mean? We wanted it to very much feel like PlainView because the first EP did do really well. We were really like conscious of making it feel kind of cohesive. And so Mike was really good about working with us, through that and keeping that vision.
Yeah, I'll bet that's why it did turn out so cohesive. Because like I said, between the two, it's very clearly the same band. It's like there's no doubt that it's still you guys, right? It was just I could tell that there was much more emphasis on the melodies, much more emphasis on the cleans, right? Which I prefer that because that's kind of where that's where my listening style goes. But that's 100%. That's not everybody's, but so that's incredible, man.
I think part of us too felt like we'll never be as heavy as the heaviest band. But so what can we do to stand out? It wasn't necessarily like what can we do, but it was just like we aren't going to add anything super new.
Yeah.
With as far as like heavy things go. You know what I mean? Like we're not going to out scream Will Ramos. We're not going to we're not going to do that. I mean, what can we add? And we were like, the songs, man, that's where it's at. We can write solid songs and just, bring that back. That's what we can do. And so like the key to that is, people listen to the vocals first. And Steven, that we were super lucky that we had a screamer who can sing arguably better than he can scream. And we were like, why are we not singing right now? You sound good. And the first time I heard Steven sing, I literally sat there and I was like, I looked at Andrew and I was like, you realize he sounds just like Cove from Seosin. And he was like, oh my God, you kind of do. And we were like, okay, well now you have to sing. I mean, there's just no option.
Yeah. I mean, those high tenor vocals, man, they're just like
that's crazy.
They're so cool.
It comes out of such a small human too. You know what I mean? Like the biggest, most powerful voice out of the tiniest people.